right? Because ideas are so plentiful now, right? Like you can ask in your favorite LLM to come up with a startup idea, and it will do it for you, right? You can
It'll
give
tell
it
you it's
some
the best
constraints,
idea ever.
and it'll encourage you to jump off that cliff, and build your wings on the way down. But because ideas are no longer the barrier to entry, everybody's got an idea. And you can generate as many as you want all day long for free, right? To decide to actually go and put time, effort, and resources towards an idea, the first question that I like to ask is it a multivitamin or is it a painkiller? And I'll tell you what I mean. When I left my house this morning to go to the office, I knew I was going to be talking to you, and I knew I had some investor calls immediately after. If on my way to the office this morning, I realized I didn't take my multivitamin, am I going to stop at CVS and buy a new jar of multivitamins to make sure I take my multivitamin before I begin my day? I'm not. I should have taken it this morning, but I forgot. A lot of startups are multivitamins where it's like, oh, that'd be cool. But if it doesn't exist, that's fine also. But if I have a headache that's preventing me from doing work, from having this conversation with you, from being able to give a good presentation to the investor I'm speaking with next, I am 100% running out and grabbing an Advil before I continue with the rest of my day. And thinking about the Painkiller startup is what I think is a really good first litmus test of who's in pain, how much pain are they in, and what is a potential solution to that pain that could be created with the new paradigms that exist in the world today, with the new technologies that have been released, with the new ways of thinking about things. And I think that's, for me, is just a really good jump off point. There's a lot of really great efficiency apps that make my email better. But I personally am just not going to get out of bed in the morning for like building a more efficient email flow. Like that's just, it's fine. I'm glad somebody's passionate about it, but it's not me. And that's the other thing is when it's all said and done, like it has to be your thing. That like being a founder is crazy. Like no one should ever be a founder. Like it's nuts. It's the hardest thing that you will ever do. But when you're so driven nuts by the problem that you're trying to solve that it makes sense to become a founder to solve that problem, that's when you know you've found the right problem for you.
That was a perfect analogy about the. This is the first time I've heard that, the multivitamin, the painkiller. I've heard often like how much would people pay for it and what are their problems, but the painkiller and the vitamins like really black and white. It's like, okay, do you actually would you stop your day to alleviate yourself of pain or not? It's very straightforward on the direction of which you need to take yourself with the next part of your idea. And then you also talked about the 10-year problem. Like how long would you be willing to work on this, or how long would it take potentially for you to solve this problem? Correct?
Yeah. And I think that's ultimately what you're signing up for. It was a conversation I had with some investors. They're like, look, if you say yes to our term sheet, like you're saying yes to us for the next 7 years. And that's why you run a process. Why you talk to as many people as you can. Like even if people, if you're working on a hard good problem, if you have a solution to somebody's painkiller, like you are someone's painkiller, you can raise money, right? There's a lot of people that are looking for the next opportunity, looking for the next deal. But when it's all said and done, like you really have got to be ready to like live it, breathe it, and then go, introduce it to other people and say, hey, leave your cushy job and come work on this with me. I'm going to pay you less than what they're paying you, but you get to work on this. And some people are going to be like, yeah, you're right. That's what I want to do. And, so it's, you have to be the one, who is grabbing onto that vision and then sharing it with others. And so if the idea is not that for you, then keep thinking about it. Keep waiting for that idea to pop up and present itself. But look for, a thing that I've told, young entrepreneurs to do in the past is write down everything that pisses you off for a month. Just a list. Like every time you get flustered, every time you get angry, every time it's like, oh man, just write it down. Like don't do anything with it. Just write it down and look to see if there's a theme that emerges around the things that you would want to build a painkiller for. And ask other people, like, what pissed you off this week? I was at a networking event recently, and that was like the opening question was like, hey, everyone, let's go around the room and just share something that pissed you off this week. And it was really interesting how many people there's some commonalities to the things that pissed them off. And so we were like, oh, why has nobody built something to fix that? Right? It's not like, could you build it? It's that it has to be